Tonight, we turn our attention to Northern Europe, a region often associated with stability and calm, but now facing new and complex security challenges. Denmark is making headlines with a historic and bold move that is sending ripples across the continent. The country, long celebrated for its peaceful reputation and commitment to diplomacy, is now investing a staggering $3.4 billion to construct a comprehensive air defense shield, starting entirely from scratch. For a nation of under 6 million people, this represents a seismic and unprecedented shift in its security policy, one that will be felt for generations. This transformation isn't just about acquiring new military hardware, it's about fundamentally rewriting decades of national doctrine, which has always prioritized peace, negotiation, and international cooperation. So, why is Denmark making this move now? The answer lies in a rapidly changing and increasingly unstable geopolitical landscape, where old certainties are being challenged by new threats. This is Denmark's largest defense procurement in modern history, designed to protect its skies, cities, and critical infrastructure from a range of new and imminent aerial threats, including advanced missiles and drones. Denmark's decision reflects a broader trend across Europe, as nations urgently rethink their vulnerabilities and reassess what it takes to ensure security in a more unpredictable world. For Denmark, this is not an act of aggression, but a necessity, a pragmatic response to a world where the old assumptions about European peace and safety no longer hold true. This massive investment will reshape Denmark's role within NATO, making it a more resilient and reliable partner, while also having significant impacts on its economy, society, and even its national identity. It's more than a military upgrade. It's a national project, uniting government, industry, and citizens in a shared effort to safeguard the country's future. In this series, we'll explore the urgent reasons behind Denmark's dramatic shift, the cutting-edge technologies it's acquiring, and the complex challenges that lie ahead on this ambitious path. This is the story of a small but determined nation, preparing itself for an uncertain age, one where vigilance, innovation, and unity are more important than ever before. What is air defense and why is it so vital now? Think of it as an invisible shield, a network of radars, sensors, and interceptor missiles designed to stop attacks from the sky. Today's threats aren't just enemy jets, but also cruise missiles, hypersonic weapons, and swarms of drones. Denmark's strategic location as a gateway to the Baltic and North Atlantic makes robust air defense essential. Without it, military bases, infrastructure, and cities are exposed. Modern air defense must be multi-layered and adaptable, countering threats at different altitudes and ranges. Denmark's previous reliance on its air force and NATO left a critical gap. Recent events have shown that every nation must be able to defend its own territory. This investment plugs that gap, creating a national shield and strengthening NATO's collective security. In the 21st century, control of the sky is non-negotiable. Denmark is stepping up to meet that challenge. Denmark's recent investment in air defense marks a pivotal moment in the country's military history. This move is not just a simple upgrade, but part of a sweeping and comprehensive shift in Denmark's entire defense strategy, reflecting a new sense of urgency and purpose. In the years following the Cold War, Denmark, like many other European nations, significantly reduced its defense spending. The focus shifted away from territorial defense and toward international peacekeeping missions, humanitarian operations, and supporting global stability. However, the belief in a lasting European peace was shattered after Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014. This sense of security was further eroded by the full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022, which sent shockwaves throughout Europe and forced many countries to reconsider their defense priorities. The ongoing war in Ukraine has exposed Denmark's vulnerabilities, especially to modern threats like missile and drone attacks, which can strike with little warning and devastating effect. These developments forced Danish leaders to undertake a complete and urgent re-evaluation of national security, recognizing that old assumptions no longer held true. In response, Denmark made a firm commitment to meet NATO's 2% GDP defense spending target. The country has now refocused its efforts on defending both its own territory and that of its NATO allies, strengthening its role within the alliance. The new $3.4 billion air defense plan is a direct response to this changed security environment. It represents one of the largest defense investments in Danish history, aimed at rapidly modernizing and expanding the country's capabilities. This is a decisive pivot back to collective defense, with a sense of urgency now driving decisions in Copenhagen. Danish leaders are working around the clock to ensure the country is prepared for any scenario. The government's clear goal is to build a war-fighting military, one that is ready for high-intensity conflict and can respond quickly to emerging threats. For a nation long celebrated for its peaceful traditions and commitment to diplomacy, this marks a dramatic and pragmatic shift in national policy. Denmark is now adapting to a more dangerous and unpredictable world where security can no longer be taken for granted. The stakes for Denmark, and for Europe as a whole, have never been higher, as the country stands ready to defend itself and its allies against new and evolving threats. What is Denmark actually buying? The plan is to build a multi-layered shield. The centerpiece will likely be the Israeli-American David Sling system, intercepting threats up to 250 kilometers away. Denmark is also investing in short-range air defense, SHORAD, to protect key sites from low-flying drones and helicopters. Mobile, rapidly deployable systems will create a dense protective bubble over critical locations. Denmark is partnering with the Netherlands for advanced long-range radars, enhancing early detection and NATO interoperability. The Danish Navy's frigates will get new SM-2 missiles, adding a mobile, sea-based layer of protection. These upgrades allow Danish warships to defend both sea and land targets. Together, these systems form a comprehensive, layered network Denmark has never had before. It's a leap into modern air defense. Denmark's sense of urgency is being shaped by the ongoing war in Ukraine, a conflict that has become a stark, real-world lesson in the absolute necessity of modern air defense. The images and stories coming out of Ukraine have made it impossible for European nations to ignore the threat posed by advanced missiles and drones. Ukrainian cities, under relentless missile and drone attack, have demonstrated just how critical a robust, layered air defense system is for survival. The ability to intercept and neutralize threats in real time has saved countless lives and infrastructure. For Denmark, the message is unmistakable. Without a multi-layered shield, even the most advanced and peaceful nation remains dangerously exposed to modern threats. The war has underscored that preparation and investment in defense cannot be delayed. Denmark's unique geography, controlling the narrow straits between the Baltic and North Sea, makes it a strategic choke point for both commercial and military movement. Whoever controls these waters can influence the security of Northern Europe. The presence of Russia's powerful Baltic fleet in nearby Kaliningrad, combined with its long-range missile capabilities, is a constant concern for NATO planners. The proximity means Denmark must always be ready to respond to sudden escalations. Denmark's new air defense systems are designed to create a formidable barrier, making it far more difficult for any adversary to threaten Danish or Allied territory. These systems are a visible deterrent and a practical shield. The war in Ukraine has also revealed that air defense is a numbers game. Having a large stockpile of interceptors is just as important as having the latest technology. Sustained attacks require deep reserves. To address this, Denmark is investing in a diverse mix of systems, ensuring it can maintain a strong defense over time and adapt to evolving threats. Flexibility and resilience are now top priorities. The speed and scale of Denmark's procurement efforts reflect a growing fear that the window to prepare may be closing. Every month counts as the security environment becomes more unpredictable. Ultimately, it's not just about defending Denmark's own territory, but about being ready to support NATO allies in a crisis. Denmark's commitment strengthens the entire alliance. Denmark's ports and airfields are vital lifelines for alliance reinforcements, enabling rapid movement of troops and equipment in times of need. By building its shield, Denmark not only protects itself but also reinforces NATO's posture in one of Europe's most sensitive and strategically important regions, sending a clear message of unity and resolve. Denmark's defense overhaul is also about the Arctic. Greenland, part of the Kingdom of Denmark, gives it a vast strategic footprint in the north. Melting ice is opening new shipping routes and access to resources, making the Arctic a new arena for global competition. Russia and China are expanding their presence while the US relies on Greenland's Thule air base for missile defense. Protecting Greenland and the Faroe Islands is now a top priority for Denmark. The new air defense systems are mainly for Denmark proper, but the Arctic challenge looms large. Greenland's vastness and sparse infrastructure make comprehensive defense difficult. Denmark's investment signals it's a reliable partner in the Arctic, but the challenge will require decades of effort and allied cooperation. The Arctic is Denmark's long-term security frontier. Denmark's $3.4 billion investment is just one piece of a larger puzzle. The new systems must be fully integrated into Denmark's military and NATO's broader defense network. This means more than hardware. It requires new training, doctrines, and infrastructure. A new air defense brigade will operate ground-based systems, while the Navy and Air Force coordinate for layered protection. Integration with NATO's air and missile defense network ensures Denmark's shield strengthens collective security. Seamless cooperation, sharing data and coordinating responses with allies, is essential. Achieving this level of interoperability is a continuous process, demanding constant training and upgrades. The real test isn't just the technology, but how well Denmark's systems work with NATO's. Success depends on unity and integration. Denmark's plan is bold but not without challenges. Even with billions invested, defending every part of Denmark's islands and coastline is impossible. The new systems will focus on key areas, leaving some regions exposed. Recruiting and training enough skilled personnel is a major hurdle. Building a new air defense brigade from scratch is a monumental task. Long-term costs, maintenance, upgrades, and interceptor missiles will strain future budgets. Sustaining funding and political will over decades is essential. The threat is always evolving. Hypersonic missiles, stealth drones, and electronic warfare will test the new shield. Denmark must continuously adapt to stay ahead. This is a marathon, not a sprint. The race between offense and defense never ends. Denmark's $3.4 billion air defense shield is a historic, necessary response to a changed security landscape. It makes Denmark a harder target and a stronger NATO ally, plugging a critical vulnerability. But is it enough? No defense is perfect. The new shield deters threats and protects key areas, but challenges remain: geography, personnel, and funding. This is the start of a long-term commitment, not a final solution. Success depends on sustained investment and NATO unity. Denmark's security is tied to its allies. The coming years will focus on implementation, training, and building resilience. In a world of rising threats, Denmark's bold gamble is a price it's willing to pay for security.